want to come and do your time, you can get used to doing that because you're going to do a whole lot of it. In the beginning, when you know you're doing something wrong, you know it because you can feel it inside. But after a while, with the constant use of drugs and alcohol, your conscience begins to fade away, and everything that you do for the drugs and alcohol seems to be excused because of your drug addiction. I no longer wanted to play basketball or go fishing anymore because I never found enough time. I always said, you know, I had more time to get high than I had anything else. My friends, they weren't into the things I was into, so I had to get rid of them. I lost a lot of friends. My decisions, my attitudes, they just got so mixed up. I stopped listening to people. I stopped caring about who I had to hurt or what I had to do to get the money and the drugs. It wasn't until I usually get incarcerated, whether it had been juvenile or adult, to realize the people that I hurt. You don't see these things because drugs and alcohol, they totally blind your vision of everything around you. You only see one thing and you only think one thing, and that's drugs. But your whole lifestyle changes, you know. You're no longer the Chris or the person you used to be. You're somebody just living for drugs and alcohol. It was constant in and out of children's homes, drug and rehabilitation centers for youth, in and out of courtrooms, different crimes, different troubles. I mean, when I even got to the state penitentiary, I used drugs in the state penitentiary for the first 2 years until, you know, I decided to make a change in my life. I mean, thanks to God and the positive people that I surrounded myself around, I've now been clean off of drugs for 3 years. But I always know that I'm never too far away from going back to being the person that I was if I don't keep the positive people and the positive things that I'm doing in my life. My lifestyle that I chose to live before I got here is what led me to my incarceration. A lot of my troubles have come from the use of drugs and alcohol, bad surroundings, bad friends, and of course, bad decision making. Decision making is the most important thing in life. Everything you decide on affects your life in one way or another. So if you take the time to think about everything that you plan to do, if it only takes a minute to decide, weigh out the consequences and everything else, your decision making will be a whole lot better. If somebody asks you to do something that you're not sure of, if you have them open communication lines with your parents or somebody that really cares about you, I'd ask them too, because if they care about you, they're not going to tell you to do anything wrong. Set goals for yourself. Want something, learn how to get it. If you set positive goals for yourself, they're a lot easier to keep yourself on track of what you're doing. Parents need to realize that there's no such thing as it's not my child that'll get high. My son or my daughter doesn't do that kind of thing. Parents need to realize that drugs are everywhere and that it could be their son or daughter just as soon as it is somebody else's son or daughter, no matter what area it is.